Hi, I'm Stephanie Barnes, back for episode 12 of Stephanie's Brick Wall Chats. Um, and today's episode I'm calling Bureaucracy versus Overhead. And this comes out of some discussions and some project work I've done in the last few months. And I feel like there's a confusion between bureaucracy and overhead. And I'm talking specifically in the nature of, or in the context of running a business. And the bigger organizations get, the more bureaucracy there is. And so there's a push in some quarters to get rid of bureaucracy. And I agree, having rules for the sake of having rules does no one any good. And so minimizing those is a good thing, and we should minimize that in our organizations as much as we can. But there's a difference between bureaucracy and overhead. There are some things that have to be done. They're not generally touching the client directly, but they're required. I think of it like accounting. Accounting has to be done. We have to keep track of our income, our revenue inflow, our cash inflows and our cash outflows, and what we're spending money on and whether we should be spending it on. That's an overhead cost. It's not directly attributable to any particular customer for the most part, or activity. It's something that we just need to do. Is it bureaucracy? I don't think so. At least not by my definition. The definition I'm kind of using of bureaucracy, which is kind of meaningless rules, or rules for the sake of having rules. So hopefully rules are there for a reason and a purpose, and to make us a better society, or better organization, if we're talking on that level, than we might otherwise be, and just prevent us crumbling into chaos. But I think, so I think that there's a difference there. I would see those things more as overhead, as required for a healthy functioning of an organization, even if they're not directly impacting a client. They're still required. Marketing is still required. Like I say, finance and accounting is still required. You can't tack it specifically to one particular client necessarily. And so those direct costs are certainly provide value, but so do those overheads. So does having accounting function, a marketing function, an HR function. Allowing that that we have to have those in our organization to function properly, and while we don't want them to balloon out of control, there's no shame in actually having them and spending the money on them. The trick is to make sure that we're making money on the direct client side to cover those overhead costs, and that we're keeping control of those overhead costs. But they're a necessary part of being in business. There's a difference there. Anyway, I hope that that's been useful, interesting, thought-provoking. What do you think? Is there a difference between bureaucracy and overhead? Put what you think in the comments. Let me know what you think. Am I out in left field on this? Oh, sorry, that's a baseball. Am I off base? Oh, that's another baseball metaphor. What do you think? Am I right or am I wrong? Is there a right or is there a wrong? I don't know. Let me know what you think. Thanks. Bye.